Nueva York! What's up, everybody? That is terrible. What's up, everybody? Welcome, New York City. Welcome to SBU's 15th annual benefit. Give it up. My name is Miguel Echegaray. I'm known in the soccer industry as Alumni, just like AOC or DMX. And you just put that acronym. I'm very easy to remember, Alumni. And this is the second time emceeing South Bronx United. This is a very, very special organization for me and for everybody here. Before we begin, I want to first say, let's give some shout outs, everybody. First of all, to the videos, those who couldn't make it. NYCFC's and USMNT's Matt Freeze, who's getting ready for camp. Kevin O'Toole as well. Roger Bennett as well from Men in Blazers. Shout out to the guests in the audience. Gotham FC's Mandy Freeman in the house. Gotham FC getting ready for a very big game against Orlando Pride. Brooklyn FC's the first women's professional team in Brooklyn. Samantha Rosette's here as well. He likes to be called himself, and he was indeed, Pele's goalkeeper, Shep Messing. Legend, sir, legend. Prince Aponsa, NYCFC's Prince Aponsa, where are you? There you are. NYCFC's aunt, an alum of South Bronx United as well, Prince. Thank you so much for being here as well. I want to recognize as well also the money. The money's important tonight, so thank you for the money. I want to thank our event sponsors, our food and bar sponsors who are raising important funds for South Bronx United. Special shout out to our legacy sponsors. They've got a good table here. 2C's Capital, thank you so much for being here. Our catering sponsor, Relish Caterers as well. Our two scholarship sponsors, Davidson Kempner Capital Management and Davis Polk. Thank you so much for being here. And lastly but not least, thank you to all of you for being part of the 15th annual South Bronx United benefit. Thank you so much. Very quickly, before we continue, I need your attention right here. Come on. I want to get serious now. Not that serious. South Bronx United is a very important organization for everybody here, but for me. I began my career over a decade ago, and from the very beginning, right when I was getting my master's in journalism, to Sports Illustrated, CBS Sports, ESPN, Andrew So, South Bronx United have been there with me, and I've been there for them ever since. And it's because of one reason and one reason only. This beautiful game of ours, soccer, only matters because of the people that make it happen. And when we come together as a community, when we come together as an organization, when we come together as a family, beautiful things happen, just like the everyday things that happen because of South Bronx United. So one more time, I want to give a round of applause for everybody that's been a part of SBU's journey, all the way from the money to if you donated your time, to maybe just a social media post, to even just mentoring the kids after school. Every single person counts. So thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. South Bronx United. It's a very important, I would say, year coming up for soccer in the United States. There's many reasons for it. Obviously, the Men's World Cup coming in 2026. The Women's World Cup follows after that in Brazil, but it's not just about that. I talked about the NWSL and the USL and the growth and the popularity in the women's game, as well as MLS. There's a lot going on. So today, I want to make sure that we all honor the Soccer for Good recipient award to somebody that's been very, very important to the growth of this game in this country and the relationship that it's had as well with SBU. So our Soccer for Good Award recipient is CEO of U.S. Soccer Federation, JT Batson. JT, please step up. Andrew's always late with the shirt, but he's coming right now. There it is. And this is a special award, the Soccer for Good Award. JT, I'm going to embarrass you right now and talk a little bit about all the amazing things that you have done. JT has been the CEO and Secretary General of the U.S. Soccer Federation since 2022. Before joining U.S. Soccer, JT built a successful career as an executive and an entrepreneur in media, advertising, and technology. He was CEO and co-founder of Hudson MX, a software company based in New York and Atlanta, which is where he's from. Earlier, he served, and you can sit down, JT, it's okay. The intro is long, there's a lot to talk about for you. Earlier, he served as an entrepreneur in residence at Greylock Partners in Akel and began his tech journey as an early employee at Mozilla. JT holds a BA in political science from Stanford University, where he earned the J.E. Wallace Sterling Award. Since joining the U.S. Soccer Federation in September 2022, JT has championed a strategy centered on being in service for soccer. His leaders have focused on deepening transparency, strengthening relationships across the game, and increasing support for local soccer organizations nationwide. Under JT Batson's tenure, U.S. Soccer launched the U.S. Way, a long-term strategy to enable development and excellence at all levels of the sport, and introduced the Soccer Forward Foundation, the Federation's social impact arm and legacy initiative for the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. Through Soccer Forward, U.S. Soccer is investing in programs that expand access and harness the game as a driver of health, belonging, and opportunity across communities. As I mentioned, soccer only works when it's about the people, and there is no better recipient for this award than JT Batson. Thanks again, JT. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, JT, now comes the part where I ask you some tough questions. You like that switch? That was good, wasn't it? All right, JT. I talked a little bit about the U.S. the Soccer Forward approach. Can you explain to us a little bit about it and how it's benefiting communities like South Bronx United?
Sure. Well, first, thank you all for being here, and thanks for supporting a great organization like South Bronx United. So at U.S. Soccer, we believe that soccer is a force for good, and that our role is to be in service to soccer. So our job is to support and celebrate those who are bringing soccer to life all across the country. And that's what tonight is about. It's about celebrating, and it's about supporting. It's about supporting those folks who, whether it's volunteers or part-time or full-time, are doing the great work to make sure that tens of millions of kids can play soccer, can learn, can grow, and maybe one day compete at the World Cup or the Olympics or on the world stage. And so we launched Soccer Forward Foundation to support the millions of people who love soccer, who are passionate about it, and who want to bring it to more people to make sure that they can do just that. And so we're excited to play a small role in being able to support great folks and great programs like South Bronx United.
Speaking to that point, what to you speaks about SBU's work and the things that they do in the community?
Well, if you could sort of smash my childhood together, sort of South Bronx United is the organization that sort of would pop out. Growing up, both my parents were civil rights lawyers in Augusta, Georgia. And if you think about the work they did supporting kids and immigrant families who didn't have access, and soccer was one of the things that connected families and kids with opportunity. And why I do this, why we care, is because it's why you're all here. And so, sorry for getting a little emotional here, but as you think about what really matters, it's this. And so, So Andrew and team, your board of directors, all the staff, all the volunteers, all the players, all the alums, our great alumni winner tonight. Where'd you go? There we go. That's you.
That's my job, JT. Okay, let's just wait.
You guys should be so proud of what you're doing because you're really impacting folks. And so as we think about our role at U.S. Soccer and we think about what we're doing with Soccer Forward, the why we do this is here. It's what's in the room tonight. So really, really appreciate everything you guys do.
Beautiful words, JT. Thank you so much. You and I knew Grant Wall very well, not just as a friend, but he was a mentor of mine. And when you just spoke just now, it reminded me so much of the things that we would talk about, which is about just helping kids understand, or helping people understand how powerful this sport can be beyond the result. So you're a major part of that. So thank you so much. So let's talk a little bit about, the legacy about U.S. soccer. What do you intend to do about it from a community grassroots level, specifically as the Men's World Cup comes in 2026?
So we have such a unique opportunity in America. So we've got the Men's World Cup in 26, you've got the LA Olympics in 28, and then as many of you know, we're the sole bidders for the 2031 Women's World Cup here in the U.S. With Mexico, Costa Rica, and Jamaica. And so we have such a unique opportunity to use soccer and to use these great moments to get people to do things they otherwise wouldn't have done. Whether it's bringing soccer programming to schools, whether it's building fields, whether it's supporting organizations who otherwise wouldn't been able to get that access, whether it's donors giving money, whether it's sponsors sponsoring programs. This is our moment. And there are a lot of folks who wonder when the U.S. is going to be a soccer country. This room shows we're already a soccer country.
It already is a soccer country.
And you think about this next summer, it's all around showing the rest of the world that we're there. We're already there. And if you think about 1994, how many of you watched or went to the 94 World Cup? There are a lot of young people here. I feel old.
We are old, man. No, I didn't go. I wasn't born yet.
Okay. If you think going into the 1994 World Cup, there was no Major League Soccer, there was no NWSL, there was not really USL. There was sort of an early version of it. The soccer in this country didn't look anything like it does today. And so, coming out of the 1994 World Cup, Major League Soccer was born. And obviously has grown incredibly. The sport has grown in ways that, the young kid playing soccer never could imagine. And so imagine what a kid is going to experience now and what soccer will be 20, 30, 40 years from now. And so as we think about, this run-up, it's such a cool opportunity to do something truly special and something that we want to make sure that we take full advantage of and that all of you are proud of.
All right, let's talk about the real stuff. How do you feel about the USMNT's chances at the World Cup in 2026?
We've got 2 games coming up. We got a game in Philadelphia against Paraguay on Saturday. Any of you, it's easy on Amtrak, come on down. Then we're in Tampa. It's a little warmer there on Tuesday against Uruguay, so great opportunity. Mauricio and staff are really excited about the players. The team is really starting to gel and very committed. December 5th is the draw in D.C. For spoiler alert, we're going to have a great party here in New York also on December 5th. So we'll be announcing plans for that. It may or may not be in a really big square that is not too far from here. And so there are going to be incredible opportunities for people to come together. I think, one of the things that, for those of you who follow World Cups, home teams typically do better. And that's because they've got great home support. And so, as we think about the opportunity for everyone in this country to get behind the team, whether they're at the stadium or whether they're watching from homes or watching from parks and watch parties, the team feels that support. They feel that love. They feel sometimes a little bit the pressure as well, but that's good. And so they're excited about it. I'm excited about it. I know the staff's excited about it, so it should be a lot of fun.
And we talked about it. I mean, this is a country of immigrants, built by immigrants, raised by immigrants. This World Cup, everybody's home. in one way or another. So the USMNT are really going to need that help. We talked about that before. I mean, if they play Argentina in Miami, if they play Mexico in Dallas, you know, they're going to really, everybody is a home team, I think.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you think about, heck, you play a game in Queens.
Not Peru, sadly.
There's such great fan support in this country. This morning I was in Atlanta, where our headquarters is and where we're building our first ever national training center. And Atlanta had all of their business leaders, all their civic leaders together to talk about the year ahead. And it was all about the World Cup. And there was some stats they threw out there. So Atlanta's going to host a semifinal, and the projection is 2.5 billion people are going to watch the semifinal. Well, New York's hosting the final. So imagine the number of people that are doing that. Supposedly 1 billion people are going to watch the draw. So if you think about the scale of this, for any of you who have been in New York City during a World Cup, you know that it's a rolling party. There are people rolling in and out of bars at all hours, watching games from different countries. It's going to be an absolutely amazing experience. I know there's some people in finance here. If you remember the U.S.-England game in Qatar, the U.S. bond markets ground to a halt for the 2 hours of that game.
Now you're paying attention.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's all sorts of great data, as well as our own great experiences around, what an awesome event it's going to be. So it should be fun.
And I'll just end by saying thank you so much, because for the first time ever, the USMNT has a South American as manager, which is amazing, and Emma Hayes as the head coach of the USWNT, which is incredible. All right. So that's the last question, actually. It was the momentum from the Men's World Cup in 2026 heading into the 2031 as well, Women's World Cup, obviously. How are you feeling about that as well, as obviously U.S. soccer continues to grow?
Well, as everyone in this room knows, our women won the gold medal last summer in the Olympics, and are very focused on getting back on top in 2027. If you think about the roster, incredibly young team, very dynamic. It's really a ton of fun to watch them play. And I know Emma and team have their work cut out for them to pick a roster of 26 players, because we have so many great players. So interesting, we just have some data around the number of players we have in the top 1,000 in the world on the women's side. And there's great research that shows that if you want to make it to the late stages of a Women's World Cup, you need 20 players in the top 1,000 to have a high probability. We have 180 players in the top 1,000, which speaks to the strength of women's soccer in this country, and it also speaks to the challenge Emma has of selecting a roster. Yeah. So we're really excited about 2027.
Incredible. And Alyssa Thompson is one of them, and her grandparents are Peruvian. I'm just saying. All right.
Thank you.
So to conclude, JT Batson, I want to thank you on behalf of everybody at South Bronx United for everything that you have done, not just for SBU, for U.S. soccer. This began as an emotional conversation, but I think rightly so, because it is beautiful to see how much this sport can not just generate in popularity, but also engages in being part of something, being part of a community. It doesn't just have to be things that are on your phone. It doesn't just have to be about the score. It can be about, once again, yes, I'm going to bore you with this, the people. The people is what makes this thing. So thank you so much, JT Batson. And the USMNT aren't going further than the quarterfinals, by the way. I'm just telling you that right now. I'm a very angry Peruvian here. Don't worry about it. Okie doke. Moving on. We are now speaking about the people and those that really shine a light and represent everything that South Bronx United is about. We're going to get a chance now to meet this year's alumni honoree, Maria Martinez. Give it up for Maria. Stay there, Maria. Maria is a Lehman College 2025 graduate and a member of the SBU Academy of 2020. Mexicana from Mexico City, one of the greatest cities in the world, by the way. And to just learn a little bit more before I welcome her to the stage, please turn to the screens.
The whole process. Okay, so arriving to the United States was definitely, it's even gonna sound interesting for me to say funny, but it was funny, fun, interesting because I guess for me it was more like an adventure, and for my mom it was like, whoa, it's dangerous, you know? It's not just, we're not taking a plane to the United States, we're crossing a border, we're crossing so many walls that we never thought we could. I guess I didn't really think about it in a sense of like, ooh, new life, new everything. No, it was more like, ooh, a new city, new toys. I think I was still pretty young, so nothing really made sense until I guess I got here. So I think me arriving here was when I guess that bubble changed. Okay, it's not for toys. It's a new family, it's a new school, everything was completely new. After my mom, you know, got settled in, we got the apartment settled down, and everything was a bit more calm. My mom was already used to I guess, her life here, so it was just a matter of me getting more comfortable and finding my way. It was, I think, 2012 around that year too. It was, like I said, it was pretty quick. As soon as I got here, SBU became part of my life. And ever since then, it's been like that. I started in rec. I think Carlos was the one back then running rec, and believe it or not, was one of the best players in rec. So he was like, yeah, I don't need you here. I think we would rather have you in the travel team, and that's how I started playing with the travel girls, and I got to travel. I got to go to different places. My mom was super happy, excited. But then as I joined the program, it wasn't just soccer. It was more of, okay, what else can you do besides soccer? So that's when tutoring comes in, all these interviews that I was already starting doing with SVU because of my background and how quick I got to learn the language as soon as I joined SBU. As soon as SBU found out that I wasn't born here and at some point in my life I would need to become a citizen or at least have some sort of permission to be here because of the college process and everything that was going to come for not just for me but for my family, we started the paperwork right away. The lawyers that they had were amazing. I believe that without SBU and my family being so quick and actually getting to work right away, without them it would have never happened. It would have never happened. I think the end of all of this is that many kids get the right help. Some become citizens, some become doctors, maybe some become actually professional soccer players, because I do hear that we have a student here that became a professional soccer player. So anything, I just believe that with the right help or with the right people, the right role models, mainly in SBU, and from my experience, I'll say that we all became someone and something better, and not just for us, but for the community itself, for our parents, for our future, for even our family back from where we are. We all became something, and I think that is definitely something to be proud of and be part of.
You want to say something?
Yes. Well, first I want to say thank you to SBU for giving me this chance. I think I'm very, very honored to be here, and I'm living my dream. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, South Bronx United. Terrific. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Was that Hugh Grant? That was Hugh Grant? Okay. You don't even know who Hugh Grant is. You're too young for that. Maria Martinez!
Thank you.
concerned too. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Maria Martinez, and standing here today feels like the result of years of sacrifice, growth, determination. My story begins in Mexico City, where I was born and raised by a mother whose strength and determination continues to inspire me every single day. For years, she worked long hours at a local bank, dedicating herself fully to provide for our family. But when the bank suddenly shut down, she lost her job, and with it, we lost everything we had. Life changed overnight, and we found ourselves starting from nothing, uncertain of what the next day will bring. In our neighborhood, opportunities were limited. Education was a privilege, not a promise, and violence was something we often heard Beyond the field, SBU also supported me through my college application process, helping me to apply for schools, filling out financial aid forms, and prepare me for what came next. Because of that support, I graduated South Bronx Community Charter High School and the SBU Academy program in 2020. I attended to Lehman College in the Bronx, where I earned my degree in psychology while proudly competing as a Division III soccer player. Thank you. Along the way, I continue to give back to my community. I remain both a referee and a soccer coach for SBU, which allowed me to stay connected to the sport that I love while mentoring others. I even returned to my high school to become the head boys soccer coach. Today, I balance my passion for coaching with my role as a case manager at Bronxworks, where I am dedicated to empowering families and youth within the community. Every milestone I have achieved, from learning English to earning my U.S. citizenship, has been a reminder of what's possible when you refuse to give up. My journey from a 6-year-old girl saying goodbye in Mexico to a college graduate and a community leader in the Bronx proves that every sacrifice, every challenge can lead to something greater. Thank you. To my mother, who walked miles for my future, to South Bronx United and everyone who walked beside me, thank you. You are all part of my story. Lastly, I want everyone to remember this. Success isn't about where you start, it's about how far you're willing to go. Thank you.
We can keep applauding. One more time, Maria Martinez. I did ask her before which was more nerve-wracking, speaking in front of Hugh Grant and Carlos Puyol and all these Olympians are coming up here tonight and speaking, and she said tonight, so I think that's a compliment to all of you. And I want to, especially once again, thank Maria's mother, who's made it possible for Maria to be here tonight. And she really makes us have a better life and future. So thank you. At SBU, there are many more children just like Maria. I think of Amelia, a 6th grader from Nicaragua. She's still very much learning English and also selectively mute. And I never heard her speak before. I went to our Summer Soccer Scholars program for our presentation day in August. And thanks to the staff and an amazing English language teacher, she got up in front of the room and spoke in English and gave a presentation about her culture and about her hobbies. I think of Jessie, a 16-year-old who just graduated. She graduated at 16 from high school, only 2 years after moving from Benin. She was selected as one of 8 students from South Bronx United to represent us at a Youth Leader Summit, a summit in Erie, Pennsylvania that we actually organized for young leaders from throughout the Northeast. And she helped come up with a community project for the Bronx, helped participate in leadership development workshops. But what I remember the most is her getting up on Sunday morning when everyone else was sleeping because they hung out. It was the first time in the dorms. They hung out too late. She got up at 6:30 in the morning on Sunday to go down by herself into downtown Erie to go to church in a city she'd never been to with people she'd never met. And I also think of Sekou. Sekou's a young man. He grew up in Liberia. And when he was 15, tragically, his mother passed away. He was orphaned all by himself, found a way to make it here to the United States, found a way to support himself and make it to South Bronx United. And just this year, he started at John Jay College and was a finalist for the CUNY Rookie of the Year Award. Tonight and every day at South Bronx High, we're celebrating our diversity, the diversity that these student athletes represent. Just within the SBU Academy program, just one of our programs, our students represent 24 different countries of birth, from the US to DR, from Mexico to Honduras, from Colombia and Ecuador to Venezuela, from the Congo to Senegal, from Yemen to Egypt, from Haiti to Jamaica. They speak languages, not just English and Spanish. They speak French, Arabic, Mandingo, Twi. They support diverse teams. We even have students that support Real Madrid and others support Barca. They don't fight. We have students that, well, sometimes they do. We have students that support Club America and Chivas. We have students that support Liverpool and Arsenal and God forbid, Chelsea. This diversity is what makes the Bronx beautiful and what makes New York City the best city in the world. That's right. But in these times, we have to step up. We're protecting our communities. We're educating our families on what to do in case of emergencies, what to do if they encounter ICE, what to do for their immigration check-in. We're recruiting right now, recruiting pro bono attorneys. I know there's some attorneys in the room. We're recruiting pro bono attorneys to support our one DOJ accredited representative managing over 90 immigration cases. We are supporting community members through really hard times. As we're here celebrating and enjoying this meal tonight, we know that there's families just trying to figure out how to piece together their own meal. Because 61% of South Bronx residents, the highest in the entire country, rely on SNAP. Unfortunately, I think hopefully today it's getting rolling again, but they've gone through really hard times. When you have to put your money, now the safety net's gone, you have to put your money towards food. That's not money you can put towards rent. That's not money you can put towards your supplies and toiletries. So we had a group of staff, a year ago, a group of staff organized what we call Community Free Store to bring donated household goods and supplies to those families in need. And you probably won't be surprised to know that last week was the highest attended Community Free Store we've had since we started. I've also been working with a food vendor to make sure that we can get healthy, nutritious meals into our academic programs so that every kid has something to eat and something to take home. At South Bronx United, we're building the next generation of young people, next generation of leaders. Just in the past year, we've served more than 1,900 children and young people through all our programs. Our girls' programs on the field have continued to grow, girls-focused programs, thinking about how we can support them the most by providing a positive role model, providing access to sports to keep them in the game, and to make sure that they're developing their character and playing with girls that they connect with. We're also halfway through our goal of investing in coach mentors to make sure every young person, every team within our SBU Academy program has a full-time coach mentor that works with them both on the field, in the classroom, and is looking out for them throughout their families and community. And that's just shown in the past year. We've had increased academic attendance, we've had increased program engagement, we've had increased social emotional learning, and more individualized supports for those young people that have that full-time coach mentor. Our newest graduating high school class has now just started at college this fall. They've started at Albany and Marist, Skidmore, and Connecticut College, Hunter and Baruch. And our newest college graduates have got their degrees, joining over 125 other SBU Academy alumni who now have their college degrees and becoming DJs, you'll hear in a moment, becoming influencers, also in the room, and a professional soccer player also in the room. We heard Prince over there. Also becoming coach mentors and operations coordinators and volunteer program manager. That's just within our South Bronx United full-time staff. And becoming educators, teachers, social workers, attorneys, accountants, even a portfolio trader. All those, that's our alumni network at South Bronx United. In the next year, we're building on all of this and going farther and thinking about what else can we do. So we've partnered with CUNY and the New York City Campaign Finance Board on civic engagement and voter engagement in the Bronx, not just within our SBU youth, but within the South Bronx overall, because the South Bronx has the lowest voter engagement rate in the city. We're working on expanding our workforce development and job training programs that bring that first job to young people in the Bronx and bring job training by expanding, adding a new education career fellowship to our coaching core and our cafe fellowship. You meet some of our former cafe fellows back there running our espresso bar, or come during the day to meet them at the Clubhouse Cafe. We're also going to be working on expanding and starting hubs of play in different neighborhoods throughout New York, throughout the Bronx, to make sure that every kid in the Bronx has access to somewhere to play, access to a mentor, access to somewhere to get that social emotional support. And next June, we'll be uniting our community through our Bronx Block Party and 2026 World Cup watch party for the first U.S. game. We hope to see you all up at our block in the Bronx. Let me shout out all of our staff and volunteers who make all this possible. And all of you, by being here tonight, by supporting, by getting tickets, by sponsoring, by participating in the auction and raffle, and getting your merch, just by attending, you are our champions, you are SBU champions too. Through your support, we're able to hire this amazing team that makes this work happen. Through your support, we're able to make immigration services and screenings free. Through your support, we're able to staff that community free store. Through your support, we're able to bring soccer uniforms and equipment, the first uniform to kids, the first team to kids. Through your support, we're able to invest in a platform for college and career mentorship. Through your support, we're able to bring college scholarships to young people. And through your support, we're able to bring meals for kids who really need it. As New York City and the United States prepare to welcome the world here for the 2026 World Cup, it does just seem that for our youth and families and for parts of the Bronx, times are just getting harder. But I know that just by being here tonight and by your continued support, you're helping our community, you're helping the next Maria, and you're building the next generation of youth who will make the South Bronx, New York City, and this country better for all. So thank you.
Up. Well, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for being here. I know, the Shake Shack's coming. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much for giving your time, for giving your money, your attention. I'll end with two things. In the last few years, I've been feeling that empathy has been diminishing. Tonight, it has been restored again because of people like you. Empathy is the most important value that you can have. And number two, these people that we help, I'm included, I'm a two-time immigrant. These people, they don't need a handout. They need a door to be opened. That's it. And it's totally different because we're more than willing and able to do everything. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy the music. He better play Nueva York. Have a great night. Thank you.